What up, YouTube? I am Dom Knight. This is Knight Talks, and we are back with another burning question. So, before we get into it, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content, all right? Trying to hit 125 subs by September. A goal with some size with my eyes on the prize, and we are almost there, so help me out. Thank you. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I think is important, all right? This ain't about relationships today, a little bit, but today we're talking about some life stuff, all right? This is advice for anyone, male, female, boy, girl, adult, kid, teenager, whatever, okay? The question today is, are you afraid to fail? All right? And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because in my life, I've been afraid to fail way too many times. And I know far too many people in my life today that are still in that mentality, all right? And I had to escape that mentality, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. But before we get into any of that, let's get into some education, okay? So let's define the word fail, all right? The word fail is to be unsuccessful in achieving one's goal. All right. Now I might botch this word, but an adichophobia is a fear of failing. Believing if there is a chance at failure, there is no reason in doing it. If I botch that word, y'all can correct me in the comments. Sorry. But yet this attitude is an inherent trait, right? Fear of failure may develop for many reasons, ranging from growing up with critical parents to bullying or traumatic events. All right. So failure is something that can come from a lot of dark places in your life. Failure is something that you can develop. You know, if your parents were always telling you, you're going to fail at this, you're going to fail at that, you shouldn't try this, you shouldn't try that, constantly ridiculing you, judging your appearance, judging the way you move, how smart you are, whatever. If you grew up with parents like that, there's a good chance you might have a failure mindset. All right. If you were bullied and teased as a kid, and you know, I'm not talking about your friends just ripping on you for, you know, little stuff. I'm talking really, really being bullied. You know what I mean? You might have a failure mindset. You know, if you went through some traumatic things, you know, and I'm not going to even make up any examples, but you could have that mindset. And I just think that is one of the worst things that a person can carry. And it's not always the person's fault. It's not always the person's fault. A lot of external factors could be going on that put someone in this mindset. Where they grew up, the environment they were raised in, the household they grew up in, the peers around them. You know, there's a lot of people out there who grew up differently than the people around them. And what I mean by grew up is they didn't follow the waves everyone else was on. They went their own path, and they might have got teased and bullied and things like that for it. I'm not gonna say I never got bullied, but I definitely was different than a lot of the kids that were around me. So I can relate to that in a way. But see, I always had a little more pizzazz to me. So I always, you know, I made my differences intriguing, to say the least. So, but not everyone's like that. And that can really put you in a mindset. That can put you in a mindset that you will fail. Okay. So I personally picked these out. These are from my brain. I didn't ask anyone. These are the things that I thought of that a lot of people would be afraid to fail at. Okay. And I picked 3. These are the 3 things that I think people are most afraid to fail at in life. And this isn't in a particular order, so I'm just going to name them. Marriage. I think people are afraid that if their marriage fails, they will be judged and looked at harshly. I think that is a big fear, and I think that's a big reason why some people who don't get divorced is literally fearing that constant nagging from peers and family about the failure of their marriage. Why didn't it work? This is all from my head. You can disagree. Let me know. Business or career path. Most businesses fail within the first year. Okay? It's hard to start a business. It is hard to get it off the ground. And I think a lot of people don't even risk starting them, even though they may have a great idea or a great work ethic or a good group of people they could start it with. They're just so afraid to fail at it, they won't even try it. And they'll be stuck not doing something that they would want to do. Parenthood. I'm not a father. So for me, I do think it is hard to judge and say anything about parenthood being hard and a reason to fail at. But the reason I do say that is because a lot of parents that I've spoken to in the past, in the present, tell me they don't want to fail their kids. They are afraid of being a bad parent. They are afraid that their kids will look at them as a failure. And I feel like that's something real because a lot of people walking this earth have children. And I'm sure probably 97% of them have had that thought run through their head at one point or another. So, it is what it is. Those were my 3. All right? Now, when it comes to me, I tried a lot of different things in life. I had a lot of different hobbies. I played sports, skateboarded, I was into music, I was into everything. You know, I've dabbled in a lot of stuff. And now you guys see what I'm doing here. But with those things, I had the talents in a lot of them, but I never took them too seriously. And I feel like the reason that was because of my fear of failure. Because if I didn't pursue it in a way that seemed like I was trying to take things to the next level, then it wouldn't be bad if they didn't go to the next level. I played it safe. I played the majority of my life safe. I did things that I didn't necessarily feel were good for me because I had pressures coming from different external factors in my life that led me down some of the choices that I made. Okay? College. Looking back on it, I had a good time. It's a good experience. Made some good connections. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of money. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I am using some of the things I learned in college today more than I have since I got my degree. And I'm proud of myself for getting it because it wasn't easy. I had a lot of hurdles and obstacles to overcome to get that piece of paper. I'm very proud of myself for the work that I put in, and I stuck to it. And I had a lot going on, and I did not let it slow me down. And I actually graduated with a pretty good GPA. But for what I'm doing currently, I did not need to go to school for. Could have saved a lot of time, made more money, and not wasted so much. And that's me being honest. So kids, when I tell you, if you want to go to school, make sure that whatever you want to do in life, you need to go to school for. Because if you want to do something that doesn't require it, I'm not telling you don't go, but I'm telling you to think about it. All right? It got to the point where in my life, I let myself become something that I didn't recognize. I let my confidence go. I let myself go. And failure was just looming over my head. It was all I could think about. It consumed me because I am the type of person that I am not cool with just being mediocre. Mediocrity just bothers me. And that's just for me personally. Okay? I want to achieve things that are greater than the average person. I do. I really do. I want to reach people. I want to help folks. And I want to make a difference in someone's life, even if it's in the smallest way. So when I tell you guys failure was looming over my head, it was looming over my head. It was raining failure on me. And I had to pick myself up. And when I finally did, I got to a point where I was enjoying life again. But then it hit me that I still was mediocre. Yes, I moved up and got more comfortable, but it was still mediocrity. So now I have a mindset that I developed over the years that I can do anything that I want to. And I've realized that hard work beats talent every single day of the week. If you want something in this life, you got to put the work in. And you cannot be afraid to fail at it. One of my good friends, his father told him, and he told me this, never be afraid to fail. And when he told me that, that stuck with me. That was years ago. But it still sits in my head to this day. And whenever I think I'm gonna fail at something, what he told me runs right through my brain. I know there's a high chance that I will fail at this. I will fail at what I'm doing right now. It's a high chance, but that's the risk I'm willing to take to achieve what I want and follow my dreams. Why are we all sitting around making someone else's dream happen? We need to be making our own dreams happen. And if your dream is to just work for someone else and do that, that is totally fine. That is fine. But if there is something you've wanted to do in your life, something you're talented in, something you have a knack for, why the f don't you do it? Just do it like Nike. Try, but understand that you need to have the right mindset and work ethic to make it work. You gotta be willing to put the time in. Guys, there's nights I'm up till 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning working on what I want to do. Because I have a day job. I work a lot. But that's not going to slow me down from achieving my dream. I want to make this happen. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And if that means getting a couple hours of sleep, then that's what that means. If that means sacrificing time with friends, time with family, then that's what that means. But I'm willing to put that work in, put that years in, so years in the future, I can do what I want on my terms. Guys, if you want to live the life you want to live, you got to be willing to take some risk to get the life that you want to live. You got to spend money to make money. You can't make a dream happen with this. You need money. You need talent. You need connections. You got to be willing to go and get it, baby. You got to be willing to try and perfect this every day. Just like I try and perfect this every day. Every time I release something for you guys, I want it to be better than before. I want you to take something away. I want to achieve my goal. And my goal is to make you guys feel special and make you feel like you learned something today. All right? So, I am Dom Knight. This is Knight Talks. To answer the question, are you afraid to fail? Not anymore. All right? Get counseling if you need it for your traumas. All right? Get the help from your family and friends that's going to put you on the right path. Surround yourself with positive people. Don't surround yourself with people that don't believe in you. But most importantly, you got to believe in yourself and put yourself first, all right? So like the video, subscribe to the channel, all right? Socials here. And I will be back on Wednesday with a reaction. Peace.
That's ISO.
Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Fucking my post, the same now, I've been humble too long, yeah. Tell 'em